Hey guys, I'm Luke Ford and expecting to have Robert Stark here any minute. We're going to talk about his new novel. Got a big write-up in Countercurrents. And novel is called Journey to Vapor Island by Robert Stark, published by lulu.com, Lulu.com. And I hope to bring Robert in about 2 minutes. So meanwhile, last night we did a recap of we did a post-game show on the big Jewish debate between Halsey English and that Longo bloke versus Mark Collette, and Stryker came in briefly, and Patrick Slattery was kind of the fill-in for David Duke. And upon reflection, I'm wondering if it was unethical of me to have pontificated on that debate without having watched more than a few minutes of it. So part of me feels bad because here I am pontificating on a debate that I haven't watched, and I'm just using you guys in the chat room and just draining you of your super chats and waiting to get your perspective and your opinion to keep the show riding along. And I didn't do any work. So, hey, Luigi, good to see you. So I'm just like draining you guys of your super chat cash just so I can go gambling on a riverboat and take another trip to Jerusalem. Here I am pontificating on a debate I haven't even seen. And I don't know, maybe that was not my best self. And I can understand if you feel disillusioned and ripped off. Wow, I was just rereading something that Alex Linder had posted. I think this guy wants to be done with every single Jew in the world. And someone on his VNN, Vanguard News Network, posted a link to me in early 2015 where I predicted the coup was coming. That I thought this was before Trump had declared. So this was a few months before Trump declared. I said, I think, a military coup is coming. And Alex Linder posted, Ford is a smart guy. He certainly understands Jews. He was trying to interview me, but I refused. He's on Facebook and Twitter. I guess he was an evangelical who converted to Jewism. Don't know whether he's pro or anti-Jew. Doesn't really matter. But he writes clearly and persuasively about what Jews are doing, no matter his motives. Alex Linder continues, I don't speak to enemy media except for money or something that benefits the cause. Whatever words of wisdom I got are for VNN and WNs only. Notice I didn't have that policy before being burned. Not that I would have altered what I said, but I would have prepared different remarks given the Israeli rather than Canadian audience. Just the pathetic amount of lying involved in that particular setup disgusts me, since I say the same thing no matter who I talks to. One grows tired of talking to people using one to prove they got both sides, but never allowed substantial discussion of points. Therefore, unless there's a tangible benefit to me, our course, then go F yourselves, Jew media. Alex Linder. Hey, I got Robert Stark here. Robert, how are you today?
Excellent, Luke.
I just got started there for a couple of minutes of introduction. And so you've got a new book out, Journey to Vapor Island. Tell me about your new book.
Wow, where do I begin? Well, it all starts out with the protagonist, or I guess you could say antagonist. His name is Noam Metzenbaum, and he's 15 years old, and it all starts out with him attending an inner city school in New York City, and he's being raised by a single mom, and there he's getting bullied a lot, and he has these strong, I guess you could say, illusions of grandeur, but he's also, he also is kind of, I guess if you want to say, a racist.
Yeah, it sounds autobiographical, Robert.
Well, that's for the audience to decide. Then he develops a crush on this wealthy blonde Jewish girl named Natalie Bloom at her bat mitzvah, and then he never really talks to her, but he pressures his mom to get him transferred to this prestigious academy called Chadsworth Academy, where he gets bullied mercilessly by the Chads, which, if you don't know, that's sort of an online meme. And then that leads to a bloody, eroticized, rage-fueled massacre which lands him in prison. And then that's the first segment of the book. And the second segment of the book, he gets out, and there is this presidential candidate, Roger Blackstone, who Noam is very enamored by, and it's unclear whether he's president or not, but he's loosely inspired by the Trump phenomenon, but he has very esoteric political beliefs. I guess I could describe it as his critics call him the psychedelic Hitler, and he ends up in this future society that's been completely transformed. Then from there, he has to make the journey to Vapor Island. So if your audience have specific questions about the book, go for it.